Hello everybody, here we are today and we're going to be talking about Jonathan Quick and his great start to the season with the New York Rangers. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to me or hockey, whatever the case may be. That being said, let's get on into it. So Quick is a goalie I'm sure you're all familiar with if you follow the NHL. We are going to be talking about the stats first and then just some other stuff. I want to talk about the numbers before I lose you. And I wanted to say too that this is a 5-game minimum that I'm putting these stats in here. Just because you might have a goalie that plays one game this year that has incredible stats and mess with the numbers. So any of these stats I mentioned, there is a 5-game minimum for these goalies to be referenced in here, and we're going to see where Quick ranks right now. So in 7 games played this year, he has a record of 5-0-1. As for his goals against average, 1.68, which is absolutely incredible numbers right there. That ranks first in the entire league. As for goals saved above average, he has a total of 7.07. Basically meaning compared to an average goalie, he would have saved 7 more goals than expected of that average goalie. You'll see guys like Saros that are usually towards the top of these totals on a year in, year out basis, as Saros is a huge contributor to whether or not the Predators are going to have a good year or a bad year. So right now, to see Quick being 6th in this category is great, especially considering the fact, again, he's only played in 7 games. Looking at save percentage, his save percentage is .941. That is first in the entire league. He also ranks first in the entire league for high danger save percentage at .897. And on top of that, he is currently just behind Tristan Jarry for shutouts this year. Jarry has 3, he has 2. And that's all really incredible too, considering the fact that over the past 5 seasons before this, Quick has not been the goalie we had come to know him, a guy that was a 2-time Stanley Cup champion, a guy that was in contention for the Vezina multiple times. But the previous 5 seasons, he had a sub-900 save percentage and then a goals against average of above 3. However, the Rangers end up getting him, I believe, on a 1-year deal for a little over $2 million. And he was going to be their backup. I'm going to be the first guy to tell you that I was pretty skeptical because he had been on a good team in Vegas and his numbers didn't look particularly great in that time. But here in New York, in a very small sample size, he is thriving and putting up numbers that you would say are Vezina numbers, although you'd probably also say he's not going to hit the games played requirement to where you'd say he'd be in that Vezina contention. But I will say this, he's been a big help for New York because Igor Shesterkin dealt with a lower body injury earlier in the season's been coming back from it, and to have a guy like Quick that's been able to perform so well is so critical for the Rangers. And on the flip side, they've been doing a pretty good job of protecting him too. Again, a goalie that has not had the best stint in over half a decade now is not being tested like some goalies on some other teams would be. In fact, in all of the games that he's played in, he's only faced more than 30 shots twice, and he's only faced 35 shots one time in that entire span. So he's not going to go out there and get peppered for 40, 45, 50 shots, anything like that. They're doing a good job of limiting the shots. Are the high danger chances a great thing? Well, he is facing more high danger chances against than a guy like Shesterkin, but the point remains that you're making it easier for a goalie that's had a lot of miles on him in his career. And I will say this, are we going to see his workload decrease as the season continues along? Probably, as Shesterkin comes back and starts to feel better and better in net. But at the same time, too, you don't want to put too much wear and tear on an older goalie that is going to be your backup. However, at the same time, I will say this. If Quick continues to perform at a great level like he's been doing right now, the Rangers would probably be okay with giving him more games played than expected, because for a team that is expected to make the playoffs, not having Shesterkin be worn out by the start of the postseason wouldn't be a bad thing, and giving Quick a little bit more playing time to work off maybe some rust and then build more confidence heading into the playoffs would be a good thing in a win-win situation for this team. And I will say it is kind of nice to see the former Los Angeles King, Jonathan Quick, have a good run with this team. The Rangers are in a spot right now where they are probably the favorites to win their division. They haven't won the division title since the 2014-15 season, just to give you an idea of how long ago that was. I was a freshman in high school, and now I'm going to be 24 here soon. So it's been a minute, but at the same time, too, looking at this Rangers side, they've really been able to start off the year well. They had a really good road trip. They had a good long winning streak, and they've been able to do well while some other teams like Carolina and New Jersey are not playing their best hockey. So to see this Rangers side in this situation about 20 games into the year, you're feeling really good for Quick in this team as they look to add another banner. And I gotta be honest, there are more banners that the Rangers are looking for compared to just a division title. This is a team that hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 1994. However, they've been able to go to the conference final recently, and they also are a team that sits third overall in league standings right now. So with Jonathan Quick being there and possibly relying or giving some depth for them in net and keeping Shesterkin fresh, or just kind of getting some competition going there, healthy competition, mind you, it's not a bad thing for New York as they look to get back to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2014 and maybe, just maybe, win the whole thing for the first time in 30 years. But yeah, we will see, and I will say again, I am wrong. I said Quick would probably not be a great asset for the Rangers. While it's still early in the year and things could change, things are looking really good right now, and he is looking like he could be a great backup goalie for this team as they look to win the Cup. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Jonathan Quick up to this point in the season? Do you think he will continue to perform at a high level? He will have to drop off at least somewhat unless he's going to have a crazy year where he wins the Vezina, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you think the Rangers are going to win the Cup this year. And everybody, please make sure to stay safe. Have a great night, and Eagle of Hockey, all right. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.